Today I'm going to talk about 7 things that I learned from Muay Thai. Now I trained in Muay Thai, not a lot, but for maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, and had a few fights in Muay Thai. So Muay Thai, what is it? It's an art, it's a striking art from Thailand, and it's done in the boxing ring. And it's highly respected. A lot of MMA fighters train in Muay Thai also, and it's got really well known for great kicks and great striking techniques. So the first thing that I learned, or one of the things that I learned, was how to fight in many ranges when I trained in Muay Thai. You use the fists, you use the hands, you use the elbows, you use the knees. And, the 8 limbs of Muay Thai, they call it, the 2 fists, the 2 elbows, the 2 knees, and the 2 feet. And there's also lesser known, like a lot of clinch work, a lot of tying the person up and how to hold the person and things like that. And there are some throws, like you can grab the leg and you can throw, but hip throws aren't allowed in the sport. So you can't throw them over the hip like a judo type throw. But I learned how to fight in all of those ranges, so it really helped transition from close range to farther out kicking range and striking. Another thing I learned was how important simplicity is, and hard work and repetitive training. We did so much. We would run, when you're training for like in a fight camp, you would run 3 to 5 miles. 6 days a week, 5 days a week, 3 to 5 miles per day to get ready for the 5-round fight. We would always warm up with jump rope. So you'd show up early and you'd get the heavy ropes, the like 1.5 pound weighted ropes, or sometimes there were heavier ones even. And we would jump rope and wait for the instructor in the class to start. And we would do that, I'll tell you, sometimes we do that 20 minutes, 25 minutes straight. So you had to be on your calves, bouncing up and down and doing that with a weighted rope. And that's how we warmed up every class, same thing all the time, over and over. We did a lot of repetitive like bag work and combinations on the Thai pads and things like that. A lot of just things over and over. We would take one combination and work it for maybe a half hour on the pads or the bag or something. So it really drilled into me the importance of repetition and working hard to get better. Another thing is that the third thing, I guess, would be that how training against resistance is important. Like a lot of martial arts, this is kind of the downside of a lot of arts, that they do cooperative training where you punch and the other person allows you to do something or train a technique. But in Muay Thai, nobody allows anything. A lot like jiu-jitsu or wrestling or something like that. You have to make it happen against resistance. And that's one of the benefits of Muay Thai, that you learn how to do things against resistance and become mentally strong so that you can overcome that and continue on with your plan. A fourth thing that I learned is how to hit hard. It was really drilled in us to hit hard. When we hit hard. We put a lot of energy into it. We make noise and we hit hard. So there was a lot of training on the heavy bag and the Thai pads, full force also, to get ready for the fights. Conditioning was a fifth thing. How important conditioning is. We conditioned all the time. Like I said, jumping rope, running. We would do sit-ups and they would hit us with the Thai pads in the stomach. We do leg raises. We do all kinds of things just to condition ourselves endurance-wise and to toughen our body for impact so that the fight was easier than the training. And that brings up the 6th point, that training was great exercise. So even if you don't fight, even if you didn't want to fight, training at a Muay Thai gym, will get you in great shape. So, you could just do that and not fight and, forego all of that, but get great exercise. And the final point I'll bring up was that there was a lot that I learned about the culture, about the culture from Thailand. And a lot of that came from the training and from the people that I trained with. We would do things. They would do things like the dance that they do before a fight, the Y Crew Ram Muay, which is the ritualistic kind of dance that you do, and it shows your respect to your teacher. It shows respect to the gym that you train at. We would do the Y, to respect the teacher before class and after class, and when we saw the teacher, it was just a respectful thing. And yeah, there's a lot of things, like how you enter the ring, and how for the guys, we had to go over the top rope. There was certain cultural things mixed into the training. Now, not everybody was into that, but it's an interesting thing nonetheless. So Muay Thai, I guess it's not for everybody, but if you're looking for a great way to learn striking and get in shape and have real striking ability, it's a great art to learn. So hopefully you got something out of that today, and like, share, and subscribe, and we'll have another one coming out for you next week.